Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Oren Hefetz. I live in Israel, and I am the business director for JNF in Israel. And the short answer for the question is it makes sense, and I will explain what do I mean. The Jewish National Fund is trying to populate the Negev and the north, and we do that by working directly with the municipality in order to understand what can we do to serve the vision of populating the Negev. When I started almost 5 years ago to work in Mitzpe Ramon, I was in a process of building a very nice building, a hub, innovation hub in Mitzpe. Mitzpe by then didn't have any office space to rent and nothing but tourism to drive the economic side of the municipality. So I was thinking to myself, who is going to use this building once it's built? And after a long research, I found out that Mitzpe Ramon, the Ramon crater, is very similar to Mars. And there are very smart people that can do miracles with that. They actually started before I came to them as an NGO, and they did a lot of experiments with astronauts and rovers driving the crater. And I thought to myself, okay, they can use this kind of a building. Reached out to them, and make a long story short, after a year, we got the first investment to open the Creation Space Company, a tech hub, a space tech company that were our first renters in the Innovation Hub. And they are now promoting employment and bringing scientists and very smart people to the region. With the help of some of you that sits here, with the help of the Braverman family that created, not only invested in a company, that also opened a fund, a family fund, Creations VC, to support what they are doing. I can proudly say that 3 weeks ago, the CEO moved with his family from the center to live in Mitzpe Ramon, talking about impact, and they are hiring 4 new people in Mitzpe. So I want to present one of the co-founders, a good friend, to talk a little bit about the company itself. Alon.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. I also have a screen. You can see some images. So L'chaim from the Red Planet, and of course you will understand it later on. So as Oren mentioned, since 2017, I was a researcher in the Technion, the MIT of Israel, and we created these labs in the Ramon crater. So this project evolved through time, and it became a very interesting international experiments that we did in the crater, and we showcased that we can actually live in these harsh environments, that men can actually build and create structures on the moon, on Mars, in order to create a better technologies here on Earth. So we developed concepts, we developed patents, we wrote some very interesting articles, but in a way it wasn't enough for us. We wanted to take it to the next level, so we sent a chickpeas experiments to the International Space Hummus in Space, to the International Space University Station, and we showed that we can actually grow plants on a very interesting environments, just like if you don't have gravity or you have different types of gravity. We took these experiments even further, and we understood that now there is a new potential in a space realm. So it's not about flags and rockets, but it's more about capturing opportunity regarding robotics, regarding data centers, regarding interesting solution that we need in order to prevent climate change and these type of solutions. So what we are trying to do in creation is we are trying to reach the gap between space and Earth. This Venn diagram that shows the potential between connecting real world solution, real world challenges, and we want to use space as a way, as a methodology to solve those challenges. Again, now we are developing a very interesting project with NVIDIA regarding data centers on the moon. Although it sounds very maybe futuristic, but if you think about it, the moon is already cold. It's a very cold environment, and in order to create a very good data centers, you need to freeze it. You need to make a frozen chambers, and you have it already in the moon. So it doesn't really require a lot of energy to be cooled down. So for us, it's not enough that we have an idea that we are maybe like, let's say, the smart people. It's not enough. We need the entire ecosystem, and this is what we are trying to achieve together with Mitzpe Ramon, the municipality, the national growth, the national economic growth of Israel, of course, our dear partners in Creation VC, and together with the Jewish National Fund. So for me, to see donations, to see sponsors, investing their money, investing their precious in projects that create more jobs, in projects that create more opportunities to the region, I think it's a very, very, very smart decision, very smart donation, let's say. So if I take this ecosystem, we try to put it in Mitzpe Ramon. For me, because I worked in this region before I met the JNF, I understood, as a researcher, I understood the potential of using the crater as a mimic to the environment on Mars. Again, we did a very interesting project back then, and looking back at the city, if you think about it, this lovely city that sits perfectly on the crater, it has a lot of space infrastructure. It has, for example, the most advanced academic, 5 minutes, the most advanced academic research observatory. It has our own unique testing center, and it has a lot of facilities already in the city. We want, together with the JNF, with our partnership with them, we want to add more dots. Today, I will speak, so these dots is totally, we want to create the city of Mitzpe Ramon, the space city, or to try to do a space campus inside the city, to bring more people, to bring more academic researchers, and eventually to create, in a decade, 100 companies that will sit in Mitzpe Ramon, in the Negev region. We, of course, as Oren mentioned, we already opened an office in Mitzpe Ramon. We already put people that works there. Our CEO moved there. We are very proud to do so. And of course, we provide more work and more job to the people that already live in the region. So today, I want to focus on a very specific projects that we are doing, the Agri-Lab. So this Agri-Lab, it's a project that we are doing inside a winery that just been built at this moment. So it's a project that it's an evolution of the buildings that we already built in the desert, that we already built in the crater. We are taking one of those buildings, we renovated, we build a very state-of-the-art facility, academic facility that will host researchers, of course, personally for international researchers, but at this moment we had a very interesting collaboration with the Technion and with the Ben Gurion University from Be'er Sheva, and we are creating jobs for PhD students inside this lab, and of course it will be the best lab or the best academic lab in Israel, and we should all will be very proud of it. So for us to create this Mars winery is to create infrastructure. Donation that creates infrastructure are a smart donation. Infrastructure create opportunities. Opportunities create, of course, more jobs, more academic, more education, and of course, inspiration. I think it's very important for us to create inspiration for other people, for children, and of course for students, and for future startup people from all over Israel, and to bring as much people to the region of the south. So help us to build the future of the Negev, and of course thank you very much. L'chaim.
Thank you, Alon.
Thank you.
You did very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Even on time. Use the barcode. We are building the Mouth Winery. We are building a new cultural, innovating conference center right on the edge of the cliff. It's going to be an iconic building, as beautiful as Bereshit at least. And we need your support. So talk to us, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.